What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What is that? What are you saying? Oh, I'm listening. I'm just trying to decipher what you're saying. What language is that? Are you yelling or are you communicating? Is this how you communicate? Are you trying to tell me something? What are you saying? That's the sound of the universe right there. That baby talk. I don't understand it, but I've been so far removed from how pure you are that I don't understand what you're saying, but you do. But I could feel what you're saying. Tell me more. Sígueme diciendo. What else? What? For real? What was that like? You alright? You wanna keep telling me? Look at you. You trying to sit up already. Look at you. Mira, muchacha, hazme favor. Tratando de sentarte. ¿Qué te pasa a ti? ¿Qué te pasa a ti? That is not for human consumption. What are you saying? Look, someone says she is beautiful. Wow. It's all in their eyes. They see themselves. You see that? Say thank you, baby. Say thank you. Say thank you. She's like, let me taste these fingers. What about these here? ¿Qué es lo que tú estás hablando, muchacha? ¿Qué es lo que tú estás hablando, mi niña? Dime. Huh? She talking that baby talk. That's my baby girl. Toma. You just tired, baby. She's like, yeah, can we go inside where it's quiet and dark? I'm like, no, it's daytime. She gonna be up all night if I let her sleep during the day. I'm trying to train her, but it's not easy. Cause it's like, she's a baby. You're supposed to let her sleep whenever she feel like it. But then she be up all night. I want her circadian rhythm on point. ¿Tú me entiendes? But, yeah, man. I just want to make sure she gets acclimated, you know, to really allow her to release those dopamines so she could really travel the astral planes when she rests. ¿Me entiendes? And at the end of the day, it's just for she can please us with our lifestyle, because she's a baby. What she gotta rest at night for? She can rest whenever she feel like it. But if she's up all night, then we're not resting. And I like to rest when the sun goes down. I like to get up when the sun goes up, only because it makes me feel like I not only enjoyed the whole day, but also I'm on the same time as the planet. I'm on that type of time. I'm on nature's type of time. I'm on the frequency of the Earth's type of time. So that's the purpose of doing that. And although she's a child, she catches on quickly because like she's tired, but she's able to stay awake. All I gotta do is keep it bright and keep it loud. So I try to talk to her, try to engage her. ¿Me entiendes? Good, baby? Children are so pure. They just show us how unpure we are, yo. They show us how far removed we are from the essence of life. Just as humans in general, as adults and all that, like, shit's ill. Like, they're not worried about it. They don't have no concerns. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about the things we worried about. You gotta give them fear. They don't fear nothing. Feel me? Like, there was some ducks playing us mad close. And I'm more fearful than she is. She's just looking at them amazed. And I'm like, yo, I hope these ducks don't get that close to us. I don't want them picking at us or anything. I don't want to turn my back and have these ducks getting too close to her. And she's just like trying to grab at them. I'm just like, wow. That's the pureness of it in a child. A lion, a tiger, a gorilla, a bear won't hurt a child because of its energy. But then again, it might hurt a child because a child that a gorilla or a lion meets today is not a natural child. It'll feel like a foreign energy to that life form, to that sentient being. It'll feel like a foreign sentient being. It won't feel like it's vibrating in harmony with it. So it might feel fear and have to attack. I feel like babies, they born innately knowing how to navigate even the water world. Because she was born in water, so she got an advantage, yeah. But even when she showers or when she's like bathing and she's submerged, she's kicking. Like she already knows how to move underwater. So it's like they lit. I'm telling you, their mind is lit. They a handful too, but their mind is lit. And they a handful because of how disconnected we are. They just want to roll around and chill. And you trying to keep them clean and keep them dressed and, you know what I'm saying, keep the poop in the pamper and not all over everywhere else. So to them it's funny, like how much you run around and shit trying to take care of them. Like I just saw this post on Instagram. I'm gonna put that on my story, like effective immediately. It's about a woman just trying to feed her child and get dressed and leave the house. And it takes her so much, because by the time she feeds him, he poops. Then by the time she changes him, she has to change herself because she got hot from changing him. And then she's about to head outside con el coche. She got the baby in the carriage about to go outside, and it starts storming and raining. And it's just showing you like how it's a constant obstacle. Like you have to literally be mentally prepped to deal with your baby, because if not, just the baby being a baby, you might not be prepared on a mental level. Like, wow, I just changed you. You just pooped already? Like, you just ate. You hungry again? So it's a lot. So, but it teaches you character. It teaches you patience. You know what I'm saying? It shows you how easily you get frustrated. And it's not like it's someone picking on you or messing with you. It's you not being able to see straight. When a child is crying belligerently just because they're wet or hungry, you can't hear those cries and remain calm. You feel like nervous because you're like, yo, that's my child. I need to ease that. And really it's not. There's nothing to ease. It's just a diaper change, or it's just a pacifier or a burp or switch positions, or the temperature is too warm. So it's funny. And then I see how she observes these trees. She know what they are. What you looking up there at? They look like lungs, don't they? Looking at them trees like she familiar. ¿Qué es lo que tú estás mirando allá arriba, huh? ¿Qué es lo que tú ves? I had this dude walk up to me and he was like, what's your name? He was like, I'm Casper. I'm like, Casper? Yes, I'm Casper. I'm like, Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's a weird name. So he was just talking to me. He was like, hey, what are you doing out here? I'm like, oh, I'm just relaxing, enjoying my day. He's like, it's beautiful what you're doing out here. I'm like, what the hell am I doing out here? I'm just relaxing or whatever. And he's like, be careful with the crocodiles. I'm like, what? But I think what it was is he felt my energy. And I wasn't doing nothing but just relaxing out here on the grass. But there was just something in me that made him feel like approaching me. He was like, I just wanted to shake your hand. And I'm like, whatever. But sometimes I realize that it's just your energy, yo. Some people, they could feel the light off of you. They could feel you emanate a frequency that's high. And they just want to get close to it. It don't mean they energy vampires all the time. Sometimes they just want to feel if they just want to come in your presence to see if that energy is what they truly feel. They want to get closer to it, to feel it, to be like, oh shit, this is a divine being. I do feel enlightened or just full of life and energy when I'm around this being. So it'd be a total stranger might walk up to you and just want to spark a conversation with you. It ain't to drain you. It's because they could feel the light radiating off of you, and you might not feel it, but they do. You're used to you. You know what I'm saying? You forget how divine you are on a daily basis. But sometimes it takes somebody who you don't know, a total stranger, or something like that, to remind you. Yeah, the fingers actually don't belong inside the mouth, not even that far deep in. You dig what I'm saying? Try this. Let's try the pacifier. Want to try that? See how that works. That's what I'm saying. You got to be patient. And then it's like if I take her hand from her mouth she's gonna World War III up on this beer. So I gotta let her experiment and realize like, okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, that's the gag reflex. Like she's learning. But it's imperative for me to want to train her like to sleep at night and be up during the day. Only because it coincides with my lifestyle. Like I want to be up as soon as that sun starts peeking through. That's when I want to wake up. I want to go to sleep once that sun starts going down. But she got to get trained for that. She like, you know, I ain't got time for that. She like, by the way, where my milk at? You know. What y'all doing though? This is weird for me because this time last year, I was in the tropics. 2 years ago, I was celebrating New Year's, like with the collective consciousness. Just even though I knew the truth, I was still remaining ignorant to the facts. But 1 year ago, this time last year, I was in the jungles. You know what I'm saying? I was in the tent. I was not trying to be a part of anything that had anything to do with society. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like I've elevated to the point where it's not that I don't take my life that serious to the point where it's like I'm shoving my information down people's throat anymore. Like if you in my immediate reality and I see you, I happen to brush across you, and you in your ignorance, I'm not gonna just pull you to the side and try to school you. None of that. That used to be me, but I realized you can't help people like that. You gotta help yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I realized. But this year it's like I'm into just me, just relaxing. Whatever makes me feel good is what I'm doing. And I guess I'm out here feeling good because I'm just relaxing. So if I want to drink some wine, I will. You know what I'm saying? If I want to throw in some nice tunes, I will. If I want to dance, I'ma dance. But don't ever feel obligated to live how someone else dictates or thinks you should live, or make you feel guilty because it's like part of the norm and you just like going against that in their eyes. Exactly, you have balance now. That's true. Because when I left to the jungles, I was imbalanced because I was just so sick and tired of Babylon that I didn't want nothing to do with it. So I left, with a good intent, but I would say prematurely. I wasn't prepared for this journey, but that's kind of the attitude you have to have. You just gotta go. You can't be waiting and trying to, because that's really procrastination, which is like a sin. So I just left. But you're right, it was just like a lesson learned to show me how I need to re-strategize for when I'm out there. And especially now that it's we're moving as a family unit, it's different. You know what I'm saying? We have a baby with us. You know what I'm saying? We could be in a foreign country and it's whatever. Like we could move, grab a bag and keep it pushing. But when you got a child, you got to be a lot less radical, if you will. You know what I'm saying? You got to be more, you got to blend in more and shit like that when you're in them countries. You don't want to stick out. ¿Qué pasa, mi niño? ¿Qué pasa, mi niño? So yeah, I wish y'all all the best on y'all journey, whether you going to the jungle, whether you going to college, because that's a jungle, whether you going to work, because that's a jungle. Wherever you going, I wish you luck. You know what I'm saying? Because you still have to have discipline within yourself. You still have to have morals. You still have to have integrity in whatever it is that you do. So do the best you can with what you have to get to where you need to go. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to get to where I need to go and learn through my experiences and share them. I'm not worried about trying to be something that I'm not. I'm just being who I always was. And I will no longer allow myself to not be who I am because of what others may think about me. Fuck that. Life is too short. You're not even gonna live worrying. You're gonna spend your time worrying about what others think and waste that time when you could be living. Fuck that. So I just desire you today to do what's in your heart, do the best. And every day should be you should have a resolution set for every day. Every day you should challenge yourself to grow and become a better version of you and do the things that's in your heart that you know you wanted to do. You know you want to save money so you could buy this thing that's so important to you that you want to have. But you don't have the discipline to save it. Now's the time. Like, don't wait for the next year to make a New Year's resolution and then forget about it in February. You know what I mean? Start now and keep going at it until you reach where you need to go. Because it's like two people digging for diamonds. It's all about the mindset. They're both just as close, but one is ready to give up and one doesn't even have that in their mind. So the one who gives up would never realize how close he was. And the one who kept going, he just kept going, didn't matter how far he was. He kept going and going and going until he got to where he needed to go. Feel me? And if living in the jungle is not the life for you, then whatever is the life for you, I desire and I pray that your desires come true. Because all I want is for us to be happy. Us being me being you. All I want is for happiness for all. That's what we want to experience in life, to be honest. We want to experience pleasure inside and in our exterior, around us, through the people in our reality. And she fell asleep. Qué linda. She's like, yeah, va a seguir hablando. But that's why, you know, it's like bright. If you look, the sun is like on her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of want her to feel that it's bright out here. I don't want her to feel like so cozy where she gonna fall out for a good 6-7 hours. ¿Tú me entiendes? We're not doing that. You know? So if she falls out while the sun is out and I'm talking, that's like a nap. That ain't really sleeping. So when I get her cozy at night to go to sleep, she's just gonna knock out. Exactly. Happiness is different to everyone. That's 100. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Because that's real, because it's funny, like, based on the geographical location of where my ancestors came from, they Dominican. You feel what I'm saying? So connecting back to nature, to the people I grew up with, is just we used to do that. We connect to nature every summer. We go to DR every summer. I like it. But it's deeper than that for me. It's like, it's a holistic, it's a lifestyle thing. So to them, it's hard to get. And in a sense, they feel like, yo, you ungrateful. You've been had nature. Now you want to be in nature. But it's just, I didn't have the understanding of what nature is. And clearly, most of us don't. Because we're not connecting to it with a sense of urgency. We don't see the importance of it. But when someone is not feeling well and you tell them take their shoes off and go outside and they start feeling better instantaneously, they don't even make the correlation that it was the floor, that it was the ground, the earth, that it was the energy that it was surging through them that helped unblock their cells, helped the communication of their cells. You know what I'm saying? Helped them with the inflamed cells, with the abnormal growth of cells that's going on in our bodies because of this genetically modified foods. Because of the genetically modified information, entertainment, media, atmosphere, environment. It's not only food. Everything has been genetically modified. You see people out here is genetically modified. They're not even real people no more. For me, they've been eating GMOs forever. They never transitioned, so that's who they are. That's who you're dealing with. That's the kind of people that we have out here that we have to navigate around, so we have to be careful. Whoa. And I feel like connecting back to nature is just going straight to the source. Like, you give the seed to the earth, and the seed will give you the fruit tenfold. It'll give you a whole tree and some fruit. So it's like, that's the closest thing to God in terms of one providing for oneself in a sustainable manner. Going to the supermarket, there's nothing godly about that. Nothing. That was designed by your sleep self. Nothing godly about that, yo. The reason you have receptors in your eyes is so you could look at that tree, bang, and spot the fruit. Okay, I see the bananas, I see the apples. What are those green things? Okay. And you go, you eat, you plant. You're supposed to live on the earth, indigenous, close to the sun. We are children of the sun. I heard this story by Dr. Umar Johnson. He was talking about the sun people and the ice people. He was talking about how the sun people, they had a civilization. The sun people, they had a culture. The sun people, they had a thriving society. And then one day came these ice people. And these ice people, they've been in the dark. They've been in the ice. They don't know the sun. They cursed by the sun. So the sun people helped them shave. The sun people helped them civilize themselves. Only to realize that the ice people didn't have what the sun people had, and that was compassion. And that was harmony and peace, equilibrium, balanced state of mind. That's what the sun people had that the ice people didn't have. So then the ice people enslaved the sun people and tried to turn them into the ice people after they dignified or civilized them, if you will. And there was just a story he was talking about that, and it was just deep how, like, The sun people are here and now in this day and age, and we identify them, we see them. We out here. But society has suppressed us to the point where it's like we're like a needle in the haystack. Because most of the people that have the divine tools, they're not vibrating on a divine frequency to be able to even utilize those tools. They have been suppressed. When you are cosmically ordained, when you have rich melanin, you become a powerful source to harness no matter what frequency you vibrating on. So if you're an athlete, you're just gonna be the biggest athlete that's just dunking the ball, one of the best. You know what I'm saying? If you're a divine being, you're just gonna be one of the most angelic ones. So it depends on how you use the tools you were given with. Because we're all given tools. It's how we use them. It's if we use them. ¿Tú me entiendes? That's real. It's balance. Life is about balance. When there is imbalance, there is disease, there is suffering, there is pain. You can feel it when something is imbalanced. And when something is balanced, it is maya, it is harmony. It is fair, it is peaceful. What I realized the most, right, in this journey of divine knowledge of self is that if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Like, for what I mean by that is if you think something should be done or something should be going a certain way, then you should do it yourself and not expect it of others. And not be critical of others either for not doing something you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I learned most importantly, that this is about divine knowledge of self, about you. Every time something happens, it ain't even about what happened. It's about what did you do when that happened. That's what the universe is showing you. It don't even remember. It's not to say it don't remember. It's not focused on what just happened. Like, oh shit, I just crashed and what did you do as soon as you crashed? What happened? What was your reaction? Because most of us do not respond, we react. So the universe is asking you like, yo, what is your reaction? What is your response? If you respond responsibly, you can diffuse any situation because you remain in your head, because you remain calm, because you don't allow stress to vibrate you to the point of chaos. You could diffuse any situation. Like, we have the tools to do what we need to do, but it's like if you give somebody H2O and you don't tell them it's water, they won't even know the importance of the H2O. They'll be like, wow, what I need this for? Right? So people don't even know they have a pineal gland. They don't know they have chakras. They don't know that they are an energy vortex. If they did, then maybe they would tap into things that accelerate their energy, that'll intensify their frequency and their vibration, the level of consciousness that they're emitting. You dig? I made a post earlier and I was talking about how reality is a mirror, how everything is you. And I know it's confusing sometimes to certain people, especially that haven't vibrated to the Christ. It's like some people got to do psychedelic drugs and shit, take DMT. Some people got to smoke weed, drink. I don't know, some people got to stimulate themselves, jump out of a plane with a parachute to a certain level to feel connected to everything. But as you vibrate to the frequency of the Christ, not only do you realize that you're everything, you realize that everything comes from one thing, and it's just created this magic to make you believe that it's separate of you, but it is all you. That's why when you see someone get hurt, you can feel it almost. Like when you see somebody about to fall, it's like you flinch like you about to hit the ground because you connected to them. You can feel them. You have a nervous system, and you also have an electrical magnetism that runs around your body that stretches like 20 feet in diameter, like all around you. This is why they say energy speaks before you do, because you could feel somebody. You could feel them. You could just feel it. Like, just like when you go out on a date, like the first time you out on a date with somebody, like you could tell, like, oh, nah, this ain't gonna. Or you could tell her, oh, okay, I vibe with her. I fuck with person. I fuck with people. So yeah, they cool. Like you could just tell it's energy, it's vibes. You know what I'm saying? So all I want to do is just create a situation, create a life where my vibe is at its highest. Whether that be a good vibe for you or not, as long as it's a good one for me, as long as it's at my highest, then that is good enough for me, you see? And I just gotta try harder, try my best and try harder. Keep giving it my all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you realize that everyone is you, you have compassion now. You don't want to hurt anyone. You don't want to be hurt by anyone. You know how to diffuse situations. When someone speaks to you in a disrespectful tone, you see yourself in that person and you really look at it like, damn, why did I have to hear that? Is that something that I agree with about myself? Why did I have to hear myself say this through this person? You know what I'm saying? If you look at the Matrix movie, right? It talks about what is real. Like Morpheus asks Neo, like, what is real? If you're talking about what you could see, what you could taste, what you could feel and all that, that's really electrical signals interpreted by your brain. Feel me? So if somebody rewires and reconstructs the electrical signals in your brain, they could reconstruct your reality. So that means you should reprogram the electrical signals in your brain. So when those neurotransmitters are firing and communicating, you could be harnessing the best of your energy. You could be harnessing the best of the information that you have and applying that knowledge and getting wisdom from that. Feel me? So what is real to you? You have to ask yourself that, but it's also, you have to define that for you. And it's like the universe is a mirror. Reality is a mirror. When someone's speaking, that's you saying that. That's why you can hear it. It's you speaking. It's not them. They're not separate from you. They're a piece of you. It's almost like a mother. Like, you see how a mother is always connected to her children. For instance, a mother is born with all her children in her. So every time a child is born that's a female, a grandmother is giving birth to generations and generations of women. Because all women come from women, and all women are born with the eggs inside of them already. So, it's almost like when a woman gives birth to a child that's a female, that's not separate from her. She split, but she just went from internal to external. But it seems to be separate due to the umbilical cord being cut and all that. But there is no separatism. That's a true illusion. That's why society is the way it is, because they make us think that we're separate from each other. Because if what you eat don't make me shit and who you fuck don't make me come, but that's perception. You feel what I'm saying? Just like I said, when somebody's about to fall, get crashed or some shit, you cringe, you jump because you can almost feel that. Because there is a connectivity that it's like a thread that runs through all of us, that comes from that source that we stem from, good or bad. Doesn't matter if you're the most divine being or the most demonic being, you come from that source. You either the furthest away from it or the closest to it. You see? So the universe is a mirror. What it means is that the universe works on energy, vibration, and frequency, which means it doesn't hear affirmations in terms of, it doesn't hear you say yes or no, or I want or I don't want. It just hears the energy you put out. It just hears stress. Whether you're saying, oh my God, I'm completely stressed, or wow, I feel so good that I am no longer stressed. Whatever you're saying to the universe is a mirror giving you more of what you're saying. Doing more of what you're saying is being done. Giving you more of what you're saying is you're getting. Every time you mention something to the universe, it's like, oh, here you go. It's like the universe is like your genie, and your wish is its command. But the thing is that we don't know how powerful we are, so we continue to command things into our reality, and then when it shows up, we like, why me? We play the victim role. We don't realize that the universe has only been giving us what we've been consistently asking for. So that post, it just really resonated with me because of that. Because I realized that when I started doing affirmations and speaking positivity into my life, I started feeling it. Like it was very, very difficult for someone to send a message through my device and bring my energy down, because I was vibrating so high in my own element, in my own spirit, in my own energies, that that's where I like to be at mostly. So tapping into nature kind of reminds me that, yo, we all one. It just humbles me. It brings me back down to the Christ conscious. It makes me realize that, yo, if the earth heals you, why is everything disconnected from the earth? Obviously, they don't want us healed. The pharmaceutical industry is a big, big industry. This is why people like the ancestor Dr. Sebi was targeted. Because if everyone starts living a holistic lifestyle, we're talking about billion and trillion dollar industries plummeting to the ground that are all sustained and founded upon lies, telling us that we need pharmaceutical synthetic drugs to heal ourselves, when every drug on the face of this earth, our body produces the same chemical reaction. So it's all a placebo. We can heal ourselves from anything, but we must create the proper environment to begin to allow ourselves to heal. And listen, it don't matter where you're from. Like, you could connect back to nature no matter where you are. Nature is everywhere, and nature is interconnected. One tree is connected to the next tree, just like one human is connected to the next human. So you don't have to leave your whole family. If some of them agree with you, that is your family. Do your thing. Wherever you at, start there. You don't have to leave the whole country and find a whole new family if you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to do that. You can find another way to connect back to your higher self, your most balanced divine self. There's other ways of doing that. Going to the tropics, what it does is it just isolates you from the Americas and from the culture that we grew up in. But it doesn't necessarily isolate you from the mind of the sleep self. That shit is everywhere. And you could be smack dab in the middle of hell, you still gonna be angelic. You could be smack dab in the middle of heaven and you could still be a demonic force. So it doesn't matter where you at. It matters where you at mentally, because the universe is mental. So where's your mind at? What is your intent? What do you wish to do to people? How do you wish to interact with people? That is who you are. And the universe is a mirror. So how you treat people, guess what that means? That means that's how you feel. It's just reality. It's with our universe. Like, when you don't like something, don't pretend to like it. Be like, yo, I don't really like this. And tell the universe, like, why, and explain and be honest and truthful. This is how you deal with things. You speak from a place of honesty. This is how you heal from things. Dig? So again, the universe is just going to give you more of what you say. If all you give it is stress, damn, I'm depressed, damn, I have anxiety, it's going to give you more situations to put you in an anxious position. You feel me? Because it doesn't hear you saying, I don't like anxiety. All it hears is anxiety. And it knows exactly what to create for you specifically to make you feel anxious. You feel me? So we got to change the way we speak, our vocabulary as well. You know what I'm saying? Because words evoke spirits. Words are spells. So the more we speak, the more we create. So we have to change what we say, and then it'll change what we create. We have to do something different to get something different. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We all know that. So peace to the Christ conscious. Just remember, don't let anyone hijack your consciousness. You could celebrate however you want. You could celebrate anything however you want. And you don't have to worry about what others may think of you. Like, I got up on my story a post that says, if you have divine knowledge of self, if you have knowledge and you're afraid to speak, if you're afraid to open up your throat chakra because of what others may think about you, that's a sin. That's vanity right there. You feel me? You're still a slave to yourself if no one else. So free yourself from your own subjective state of mind. Like, it's not about you. You here to help others. So even if you help one person, nigga, that's your job. It don't matter what nobody think about you. Only what you think about yourself. And as long as it's aligned and it's accurate with what your purpose is. And remember, the universe is a mirror. So when you speaking to somebody, that's you. And inadvertently, you're the one listening to yourself and you're the one speaking to yourself. Everything is you. When you look at things like that, you will have more compassion for people. You would deal with people how they want to be dealt with. And when you see your woman, next time you see your girl, right? Put yourself in her shoes. Say, damn, if I was her, how would I want you to treat me in this moment? How would I want you to speak to me right now? Try that. Try that as an exercise. And also, I just want to say to all the parents, like, yo, give yourself a pat on the back. You know what I mean? Because there's no there are books, but there's no blueprint truly in how to be a righteous, how to be an upstanding parent. And you got people who feel entitled to your child, like, nah, because they should be with us. And it's like, oh gosh, they want to pull you in every direction. Listen, man, shout out to all the parents that know it's not easy, but it's well worth it. As soon as your baby smiles, it melts you away. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that my lifestyle, that the things that I want for my life, most people from where I come from, they don't really agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, they want to spend time with my child and shit, but they don't want my child living the lifestyle that I see fit. You dig? So it's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place at times. That's if you allow it to be that. What you got to do is what's best for you and your child. Feel me? Yeah, I feel you, bro. Fatherhood has changed me a lot too, in a sense. Like, it showed me how impatient I am, how much growing I have to do. But it also showed me how loving I am and how truly high I can vibrate to create such a beautiful soul. You know what I'm saying? It's like such a beautiful child. And she came through us. We conceived her when we was vibrating at our highest. You know what I mean? So we was on the top of a mountain, and what's that called? Altamira. We was deep off in the mountains, like, for real. So she came through it, vibrating when we were vibrating at our highest. And I think what it is a signal from the universe just to remind me that I could always vibrate higher, and that I've vibrated at my highest at a certain point, but I hit a glass ceiling. Like, there was still work to be done. So she's just a reminder that spirituality is real, and we can manifest the things that we want into our reality. We just have to have the discipline to focus. You dig what I'm saying? So peace to the frequency, yo. And again, I'm gonna put that post up just to show you what a parent has to go through sometime, and just to give you a little perspective on that. But you know, just enjoy your day. Stay safe, focus, and balance most importantly, yo. Peace to the frequency.